In this day and age of random terrorist attacks, how many times have we been told by authorities to, quote, keep an eye out for suspicious activity? Naturally, one must ask the question, what kind of activity qualifies as suspicious? For example, that guy standing near a rail crossing, is he casing the joint for a future bomb attack? Or is he just a locomotive enthusiast out for a little train spotting? Who knows? Which brings us to the social media outrage in some quarters regarding a trio of British Muslim men who received unwanted attention after they were spotted photographing parts of a downtown Vancouver shopping mall recently. Here's what happened. A police memo was leaked to the media showing pictures of the two men and one youth inside the Pacific Center Mall. The police memo described them as looking Middle Eastern and noted they were seen taking photographs of the mall's exits and entrances. The memo also said officers merely wanted to speak with them. Well, it turns out the three men, Mohammed Shiraz, his 14-year-old son, Saluddin, and their friend, Mohammed Karim, weren't up to any sort of nefarious activity at all. Rather, the father and son were visiting Vancouver for eye surgery. They suffer from a genetic condition which eventually causes vision loss. But the men, as well as a legion of progressives, are outraged about the memo, claiming this was an example of racial profiling. The friend of the father and son, Mr. Shiraz, exclaimed, "These guys can't even see. And do you expect them to be pulling off something big?" Okay, mistakes happen, but these men weren't tackled by security guards or pepper sprayed by police. They were simply flagged for doing something that looked kind of suspicious, namely taking photos of entrances and exits at a busy shopping mall. By the way, not to be a nitpicker here, folks, but why would anyone want to photograph entrances and exits to a mall anyways? And if these guys can barely see, as their friend alleges, then how are they able to photograph anything? And consider this, how would anyone observing their photography realize that they can barely see? In the final analysis, a mistake was made and an apology issued. But do we really need an investigation or a royal commission on racial profiling, as some are now clamoring for? And what is the message here moving forward? For example, next time there's news of a possible terror attack and authorities once again issue warnings for citizens to keep an eye out for suspicious behavior, are we now supposed to turn a blind eye to someone who might appear to be Muslim or Middle Eastern in order to avoid being accused of racial profiling? Even though the number of deadly attacks since 9/11 in the name of Allah now numbers 27,649, according to religionofpeace.com. Bottom line, not only is the world getting more dangerous these days, it's getting increasingly complicated when it comes to addressing the danger, and it's all being driven by political correctness. Pity that. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies.